Here at Nelson Field today on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Pitching change coming for the Dons. Number 5, Riley Daniels takes over in relief of Tanner Nielsen. Nielsen overall having a pretty good ball game. Did allow the 2 runs, had quite a few walks, and is responsible for the 2 base runners at the plate. Cooper Smith stands in and takes the first pitch low for a ball, and it's 2-0. I should say the 2 base runners on the base paths, and that one misses low and away. The critical thing about making sure in particular this out gets recorded is then we get halfway through the ball game as I checked the weather radar in between innings, and there's a huge kind of rain band coming over right now the Great Salt Lake. I'm no meteorologist, but it didn't look pretty. A 2-0 pitch, that one in at the knees, so 2 balls and a strike. So you do want to get through that halfway point where this could be technically then ruled an official game. And so the good news would be if you're Spanish Fork is if you're ahead at the end of that official game, then the victory could be yours. That one misses away, ball 3, and it's 3 balls and a strike on Cooper Smith. Now in this case, with the 2 teams being so close, in proximity and the idea they're playing again Thursday, they could just delay the game and, finish it up, which is likely what would happen. 3 balls and 1 strike. The right-hander set. Daniels delivers home, and that one on the outside corner for a called strike 2. Cooper Smith got halfway down the line and tossed his bat all the way to the on-deck circle, and then the home plate umpire called strike 2. So a full count. Count is full 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 down in the inning. The base runners Ty Bennett and Coons over at first, likely to be taken off with the pitch. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. Turning, and Daniels goes back to second, and everyone's back safely. The chance of rain, the closer we inch towards 6 o'clock, is, I guess it's going up according to everything that I was reading on the internet. So there's something to keep an eye out here. No precipitation yet. We've been able to play 3.5, 4 innings in pretty good weather conditions outside of some real gusty wind. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners get their lead at first and second. Daniels checks the runner at second. Runners take off. The ball swung on, hit to center field. Roberts going back. He is under it, reaches up and makes the catch. And the 4th inning comes to an end. So Salem Hill Strands 2. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Nelson Field. The Dons looking to add some insurance runs. Leading off after the break, it's going to be Taylor Harrison when we come back. It's 3-2, Spanish Fork, headed to the bottom of the 4th, right here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Here on the Spanish Fork Community Network, today it's Salem Hills, the Skyhawks making the trip to Nelson Field to take on the Spanish Fork Dons. It's not Taylor Harrison leading off. It's going to be Tanner Argyle. It'll be Argyle, Walker Jones, and Nick Roberts coming up against Porter Gustin here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The final line tonight on Tanner Nielsen, he goes 3 2/3, allows 3 hits, 2 runs, both of which were earned. Walked 5. Probably the one thing tonight that kind of made Tanner Nielsen's day hard was he had the 5 walks, did strike out 3, and I believe he hit a couple of batters in there as well. He hit Talon back in the first for the only hit batsman. First pitch is a fastball that misses high to Tanner Argyle. Argyle walked in the second and came around to score for the Dons. Gustin, the right-hander, the hard-throwing righty, set and delivers home the pitch. That one high for ball 2, and it's 2-0. The count now on Argyle. So that's the final line. The book is closed on Tanner Nielsen. Riley Daniels, the right-hander, now on for Spanish Fork as the 2-0 pitch misses low for ball 3, and it's 3-0. Porter Gustin at times has just cruised. Found a way to get the outs, get the right strikes he needed, but at other times today, he's just been capable of the walk as you see the 3-0 pitch put right on the outside corner, and it's 3-1. At times today, though, he's been prone to give up. He hit Nick Roberts. He walked Ryan Golish. And he's given up just a couple of base knocks there. That one's right back to Gustin, who fields it. His throw to first in time. There's 1 away. right there. It's just a softly hit ball right back to Gustin, and Gustin able to field his position and make the throw. So 1 out, Walker Jones is going to come to the plate. Jones officially 0 for 1. And Jones grounded out to second. But when he grounded out to second, Tanner Argyle was able to score from third base. And so he's 0 for 1, but he does have an RBI. So a productive at-bat for Walker Jones. 1 out, the right-hander Gustin set and delivers home. The first pitch high with the fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. On deck, back to the top of the lineup, and Nick Roberts. 1-0 pitch coming home, and that one misses low ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-2 Spanish Fork. The Dons scoring in the bottom of the 3rd inning to take a 3-2 lead. Gustin gets the sign, comes home, the 2-0 pitch, swung on, grounded to third. Fielded there by Rowley. The throw is going to be high, and it pulled the runner off the bag. In fact, the first baseman there, Centeno, didn't even have the ball. So the throw came over to first. It came a little high, and then bobbling the ball Rowley had to make a quick throw over to there to get the hustling Jones down the baseline, but the ball just kind of comes off the glove. And so with 1 out, Walker Jones reaches on what I would say probably going to be, it's probably going to go down officially as an error, although I don't know, even if that ball is fielded cleanly, I don't know if they get Jones, so it could be ruled a hit as well. That ball is going to be lined out in the gap by Roberts, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall as it one hops the wall. Coming around third, Walker Jones is going to score. And going into third with a stand-up triple is going to be Nick Roberts. It's 4-2 Spanish Fork. An RBI triple on a ball that was just put very deep out there. One hopped the wall, as you can see on the Car Guys instant replay. That outfield playing shallow. A long run for Cooper Smith, who made a great relay throw, but there was no way he was going to get him with the speed of Nick Roberts, and he's in with a triple. Any more shallow, and if Smith doesn't have the speed he has, there's probably a chance Walker tries to score for the inside the park home run there. I'm sorry, Nick Roberts. So with 1 out now, Devin Argyle will be at the plate. A long visit out to the mound here. Porter Gustin's been hit around here a little bit. Went very well in the first inning, getting the outs pretty quickly, but Spanish Fork has found a way to add a run here and there, and now you have a dangerous part of the lineup coming up. You have that middle part of the order, and Spanish Fork a chance really to open this one up here in the bottom of the 4th inning as Devin Argyle, who's 1 for 2 today, stands in. Argyle had a single back in the 3rd and came around to score the run in the 3rd inning. So infield's going to come in for the Skyhawks. They're going to look to try to cut down the run. Breaking ball, and that one misses for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Porter Gustin not really happy with the call there. Infield in, outfield playing shallow like they've been playing all day. 1-0 pitch, that one high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. I don't blame him with the way that wind's been blowing. Nick Roberts, gets into that baseball. That hasn't happened very often today. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Gustin, the right-hander, set on the mound. Delivers home. That one bounced in there. Good block by Callister there, because if he doesn't keep that in front of him, that ball potentially scores the runner from third. 3 balls and no strikes. Gustin will take a step back out onto the mound. The hard part with the infield coming in like this is you don't have the reaction time, so the ball has to be hit right at you in order to be able to cut the run down. You have a big hole up the middle. If something gets past Gustin, it's likely going to get past Talon and Bennett. 3 balls and no strikes the count. The pitch comes home. That one over for a called strike about thigh high, and it's 3-1. So a good opportunity here for Devin Argyle. Good chance he's going to see a good fastball coming. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Golish on deck. 3-1 pitch comes home. Argyle fouls that one straight back. behind us out onto the walkway. And now the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Gustin most likely going to go fastball. It's what he's gone with majority of the afternoon. The 3-2 pitch coming home is low and away, ball 4, and Argyle's on with a walk as some action begins to get loose down in the Skyhawk bullpen. So now runners on the corners with 1 out. Ryan Golish going to come to the plate, and I think there's a chance here where we might have a pitching change here for the Skyhawks. We're going to have right now a defensive replacement as Caden Stewart's going to come in the ball game, replacing Centeno, the first baseman. So Caden Stewart, number 5, will come in to play first.
22, Ryan Golish.
And Ryan Golish is going to come. So now Ryan Golish comes to the plate. Golish walked in the first, went down on strikes back in the third. And now going out to have a visit is Callister, the catcher, probably just to allow whoever's throwing down in the bullpen for Salem Hills maybe a little more time to get loose. Skyhawks have to be careful. They don't want this one blown open here, and a ball in the gap right now would probably do that. Wind begins to gust once again. Golish has some pop in the bat, stands on the right side. And the first pitch home comes. That one swung on by Golish and hit out to left. War is going to be there. Now he's going to have to come in. He's going to make the play. Here comes the runner tagging from third. The relay throw is cut off, and scoring is Nick Roberts. And it's a 5-2 ball game here in the fourth on the sacrifice fly by Ryan Golish. So Roberts scores. Argyle has to hold it first, but with 2 down, Matt Creer comes to the plate. So right there, I mean, not a base hit, but if you're Golish and the Dons, you do what's necessary to get that run home from third. The appropriate baseball play there. And with a 5-2 lead, here comes Matt Creer. Creer 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts today. And the first pitch comes home, swung on and missed. Creer out in front of it. Creer went down swinging in the first and then went down swinging again in the third. Up here with 2 outs, 5-2 Spanish Fork. 0-1 pitch on its way. That one swung on, hit out to right. Hamblin going to have to now charge, coming in and making the catch is the second baseman, Bennett. That ball looked like it was hit a lot harder, but with that wind, kind of held it in the infield. And so the fourth inning comes to an end. But the Dons add 1. It comes on a sacrifice fly from Ryan Golish. We head to the 5th here at Nelson Field. It's Spanish Fork 5, the visiting Salem Hills Skyhawks 2. You're watching high school baseball here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Daniels delivers his first pitch on the outside for a called strike. And it's no balls and a strike. We do want to thank sponsors for helping make this broadcast possible. Easton Talon steps in and misses away for a ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Want to thank the Car Guys for sponsoring all of our Car Guys instant replays today. And MVP Sports for the MVP of the game, which will be named at the conclusion of the telecast. That pitch misses away. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. It didn't miss, but missing it was Easton Talon. Talon went down on strikes in the third, was hit by a pitch in the first. Daniels set the 1-2 pitch. That one misses away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Talon, Hamblin, and Lundell, 3, 4, and 5 coming up. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. The kick and the delivery home, breaking ball, misses away, ball 3, and the count runs full, 3-2 on Talon. Talon hit by a pitch, came around to score the first Skyhawks run back in the first. 3-2 pitch on its way, misses low and away, ball 4. So Daniels gives up his first walk of the ball game, and the leadoff man's on for the Skyhawks, who have had some very good success getting men on base. And now right fielder Tanner Hamblin will come to the plate. Hamblin singled back in the first and flew out to right in the third. And now he's going to head back into the dugout here real fast. And he dropped his bat on the ground right as he went back. I'm not sure what he was going to get. Now he'll come back up to the plate here. Nobody out, top of the 5th inning. Salem Hills and Spanish Fork. The Dons leading it right now, 5-2, or 5-2, looking to try to hold on to first place in Region 8. Pitch coming home, and that one's in there at the knees. No balls and a strike to Hamblin. Hamblin singled and scored and flew out to Jason Money back in the 3rd. No balls and a strike. Big hole on the right side with Career holding the runner. Pickoff move, and Talon dives back safely. No balls and 1 strike. Working from the stretch. Daniels gets the sign. Delivers home. That one's lined right back to the screen, and Hamblin now down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. So he made good contact with the baseball, but just put it in the wrong direction as he fouled it away. Some darker gray skies beginning to move over the ballpark here at Nelson Field. No balls and 2 strikes to count. The 0-2 pitch. That one's once again fouled back, and that hit the one spot that doesn't have a fence all the way across. It just kind of works from batter's box to batter's box here at Nelson Field, and then it's open. That hit the open part over by the tree. No balls and 2 strikes to count. The pitch coming home. Breaking ball swung on and hit out to right. Harrison going back on it. He now loses it and the ball falls. I don't know if I think the wind just kind of caught that one and that fell because Harrison was there. And now Salem Hills with a couple of men on base here in the 5th. I mean, you can't give Harrison an error, so you have to rule that a hit. As we'll see here on the Car Guys instant replay, Harrison just gets under it, and then the ball just falls. So that's going to be I'm going to give Hamblin there a base hit because you can't hurt Harrison there for not coming up with it. So here's Colton Lundell, the designated hitter. Walked twice today, misses low for the ball. 1 ball and no strikes. In fact, I'm sorry, it's Lundell coming to the plate. Lundell's walked twice today. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Gates here working from the stretch, delivers home. That one low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. So Daniels here having to labor through some trouble. Some more action begins to brew down in the bullpen for the Dons along with the Skyhawks. 2 balls and no strikes. That one misses inside. Ball 3, 3-0. So we'll see here how long Spanish Fork will stick with Riley Daniels as some action. A right-hander looks to be getting loose. 3-0 pitch. Daniels checks the runner at second, delivers home. There's a breaking ball that got in there about belt high, and it's 3-1. 3 balls and a strike, top of the 5th inning. 5-2 game in favor of Spanish Fork. The 3-1 pitch coming home. That one swung on, popped up, foul, and now the count goes full. So Daniels able to work his way back into the count, and now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So good job by Riley Daniels here, but still looking to try to get that first out of the 5th inning. Tying run for the Skyhawks in at the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Daniels set, checks the runners, and delivers home. The 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Lundell started to kind of lean towards first, and then Daniels gets the strikeout call, his first of the ball game. First out in the 5th, and now Jesse Rowley is going to come to the plate. A ground ball double play could end the 5th inning, so right now if you're Daniels, you might look to kind of go low and away to get that ground ball to Tanner Argyle. First pitch misses away. It's 1 ball and no strikes as the fastball was a little high and outside. As you can see there, Golish playing in just about a step off the grass. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch comes, and that hits the outside corner, and it's 1-1. A good kind of breaking ball there that just kind of settled right back on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Runners get their lead. Career not holding the runner at first. 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. The changeup had Rowley out in front. Rowley reached on an error back in the first and then flew out in the third. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Runners get their leads over at first. The 1-2 pitch on its way. Breaking ball swung on and grounded over to first. The pitcher is going to field it, underhand it over to Career in time, and there's 2 outs here. But for Salem Hills, the good thing about that ball is you stay out of the double play. You move the base runners up. And with 2 down now.
Now batting, number 24, Lakota Santino.
Lakota Santino comes to the plate. Santino on the day struck out twice. Santino went down swinging in the first, and then in the 4th inning, he struck out, but the ball kind of kicked away from McKenna Jarvis. Jarvis had to throw down, and that one comes inside and hits him. So Santino is hit. Now the bases are loaded for Jake War. So with 2 outs, War will come to the plate. War struck out and then singled in his last at-bat in the 4th.
Now batting, left fielder number 27, Jake War.
And the first pitch on its way home. That one misses away for a ball, and it's 1-0. So the right-hander Daniels may be working a little slower, but also having a hard time controlling the strike zone here in the early going. 1-0 pitch swung on. That one fouled right, barely over us here at the booth. And it evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Salem Hills and those powder blue tops. 1 ball, 1 strike, the delivery on its way home, and that's high for ball 2, 2-1. Commented earlier they kind of look like the old Toronto Blue Jays uniforms that the Blue Jays have slowly brought back. 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander set. Daniels kicks and delivers home. The 2-1 pitch is over at the knees, and it's a called strike, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So War here in a very big situation. A chance here with 2 strikes, a base hit, at least scores 1, and keeps the inning alive for Ty Bennett. The 2-2 pitch on its way, swung on, grounded over to third. Golish is going to take it himself. He'll tag the runner, and that will end the inning. So a fielder's choice ends the top of the 5th. Salem Hills, though, strands the bases loaded. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Nelson Field. Spanish Fork in control. Riley Daniels in relief. Gets out of the pressure-packed situation right here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Bottom half of the 5th inning getting ready here at Nelson Field. Some defensive changes for the Skyhawks at Salem Hills. Porter Gustin's day has come to an end. New pitcher is going to be Lakota Santino. The right-hander will take over here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So we need a new first baseman, and that job will go to the designated hitter, Colton Lundell. So Lundell moves from designated hitter to first base. And the meaning of that's going to be Salem Hills terminates the DH. So now whoever's in that pitcher spot the rest of the way is going to have to hit. So Santino, the right-hander, will take over. He's going to get McKenna Jarvis, Jason Money, and Taylor Harrison. 5, 6, and 7. Jarvis takes the first pitch away for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Jarvis had an RBI double in the 3rd. Grounded out back in the 1st. The 1-0 pitch. That one low for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Santino working pretty quick on the mound. The 2-0 pitch comes home, and that one hits the outside corner, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So Porter Gustin goes 4 innings today. The 2-1 pitch swung on by Jarvis, hit out to left field. War is there, and he makes the catch, and there's 1 away. I would say a routine fly ball, but today with the wind, I don't think any fly ball hit out to the outfield's routine. It's even blowing some of the signs around throughout the stadium, including one out right now in right center field. So here with one out, that's going to bring up Jason Money. Money struck out and walked. That one swung on the first pitch and fouled down the right field line. And it's no balls and a strike on Jason Money. So Gustin goes 4 innings on the day. He only allows 3 hits. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, low for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Jason Money. On the day, though, 5 runs come across the score. Centino set with the 1-1 pitch. That one misses away, ball 2, and it's 2 balls and a strike on Jason Money. Of those runs, though, I believe that only 4 of those are going to be earned. 2 balls and a strike, and the pitch comes home. And that one swung on, grounded deep into the hole. Going to be a tough play for Talon. Ball's going to get through into left field. So Jason Money has himself a 1-out single here in the 5th inning. Even if Talon fields that after having to slide, it's a deep throw in the hole. I don't think he gets Money at first. As we'll see here on the Car Guys instant replay, he would have been deep in the hole even had he fielded that. And he wouldn't have gotten Money at first with the speed that Jason Money has. So with 1 out, here comes Taylor Harrison. Harrison singled in the 2nd and went down in the 3rd. And the pitch is going to be swung on, grounded deep in the hole again at short. This time getting to it, makes a long throw, but it's well offline, was Talon. So Talon showing that he has the range, but once again, it would have had to have been a great throw there to get Taylor Harrison. And so Spanish Fork with a couple of base runners on, and here's Tanner Argyle. So a quick visit out by Callister here to the mound to have a word with Centino. Argyle on the day is walked and grounded out to the pitcher.
Now batting for the Dons.
Closing the line, though, on Porter Gustin.
Tanner Argyle.
Gave up 4 walks on the day. And on the day for strikeouts, had 5. So here comes Argyle. Argyle wears number 23. Couple of men on. Salem Hills looking like they're going to protect against the bunt here from Tanner Argyle, and Centino is going to take a step off the mound. Running on at second base, Jason Money. Taylor Harrison running at first. Argyle grounded back to Porter Gustin in his last at-bat on just a soft kind of ground ball. 1 away, showing bunt, pulls it back, but takes it for a called strike. There's Argyle. 9th-place hitter Walker Jones in the on-deck circle. No balls and 1 strike on the Don shortstop. 0-1 pitch coming home, breaking ball that just sets right in at the knees, and it's 0-2. That pitch, you could tell Argyle was thinking fastball, and that breaking ball just kind of buckled him a little bit there at the plate. So Centino fools Argyle with the breaking ball. Now has Tanner Argyle down 0-2. Big pitch coming here for Centino. Pitch comes home, that one away for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Centino. Game 2 of the regular season series for these 2 teams will be Thursday at Salem Hills, a 3:30 pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. That game will also be here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. 1-2 pitch, that one grounded to second. Bennett's going to go to short for 1. The relay to first in time for the 4-6-3 double play. Bennett to Talon down over to first to Lundell. We've played 5 here from Nelson Field, where it's the Spanish Fork Dons leading the Salem Hills Skyhawks 5-2 right here on the Spanish Fork Community Network.
Second baseman, number 6, Ty Bennett.
Top of the 6th inning here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. High school baseball. It's the Salem Hills Skyhawks and the Spanish Fork Dons. And the first pitch is a called strike to Ty Bennett. No balls and a strike. 9-1-2. Ty Bennett, Sam Callister, and Cooper Smith coming up against Riley Daniels. And the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. 0-2. So he got about a full 2 hours in before raindrops started to fall and before jackets came on. I just checked the weather app, and it's dropped to 50 degrees according to my phone. The 0-2 pitch on the outside corner, called strike 3. And so 1 out here in the 6th. This Ty Bennett's down looking. That's the 2nd strikeout for Riley Daniels.
Now batting
So
in
one
catcher
out
number
back to the top of the
25, Sam
Skyhawks lineup.
Callister.
And Sam Callister coming to the plate. So game time, it was around 72. It's now 50 degrees, so it's dropped 22 some odd degrees here since we've joined each other for this afternoon of baseball. And the first pitch is a high ball to Sam Callister. Callister's walk grounded out and walked. 1-0 pitch. The delivery comes home. Breaking ball, and that one settles right in the middle of the plate. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, and there's a breaking ball again. Swinging and missing was Callister. If it has begun to rain, I mean, a lot of people have their hoods on. It can't be coming down too hard. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. And the pitch comes home, and that one misses away for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Do want to take a quick moment to thank our entire crew that's here. They have been braving that wind and that rain all day. Well, not the rain, but the wind for sure, as that one bounced up the middle. Fielded cleanly by Argyle. His throw to first in time. There's 2 outs. So Tanner Argyle up the play, makes a nice defensive play, having to kind of go to his right there and then make the throw to first. And with 2 outs, Cooper Smith comes to the plate. Smith has flown out to center, walked, and went down on strikes back in the first. Smith has had to made a good defensive play on the triple by Nick Roberts, having to get to the ball quickly. The breaking ball, it sits on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. That triple by Nick Roberts into left center field. Smith had to run that ball down and make a good throw in. There he grounds one over to Golish. He knocks it down, keeps it in front of him, fires across, but not in time. So reaching is going to be Cooper Smith. I would think with him having that bobble that they would give Ryan Golish an error on that, as it was a relatively routine ground ball. And Golish did exactly what you're supposed to there, at least knock it down. He knocked it down, kept it in front of him, but just couldn't get Cooper Smith with his speed. And with 2 outs, Easton Talon will come to the plate. Talon was hit by a pitch, struck out, and reached on a walk in the ball game. That wind beginning to kick back up here in Spanish Fork. Pickoff move, as coming off was the cap there of pitcher Riley Daniels. He throws over, and his hat went one way, and the ball went over to first. Standing in is going to be Easton Talon. Talon, the shortstop. Standing in here, and now 2 outs. The first pitch comes in. That one misses inside for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. That wind beginning to once again pick up here at Nelson Field in Spanish Fork, Utah. Region 8 high school baseball here in the state of Utah today on Spanish Fork Community Network. As the 1-1 pitch misses on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Getting to that kind of middle part of the region schedule. In a couple of weeks, it's hard to believe we'll be playing in the state playoffs for Spanish Fork. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Of course, still some work to do before that. Spanish Fork still has Maple Mountain, who's right now kind of in that second spot with Salem Hills. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Pickoff move, diving back safely under the tag is Cooper Smith. A key weekend here, week coming up here for Spanish Fork, because they got Salem Hills this week, and then next week it's that 2-game series with Maple Mountain. So playoff positioning on the line in these next couple of weeks. Smith going ball in the dirt, blocked by Jarvis, but going down to second is going to be Cooper Smith. So Smith makes it down to second. He's in scoring position with 2 outs. And if you're Easton Talon, now's the time to come through with a clutch base hit. Cooper Smith with good speed probably scores on the base hit. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on. Fly ball hit out to left. Jason Money is going to try to find it. He's going to go up, and he's going to go off his glove. It looked like the wind again carried that one. Smith scores. Going into second is Easton Talon. And I'm not sure if the wind, hopefully we can get a Car Guys instant replay on that, because I'm not sure if the wind just carried the ball there. Jason Money all of a sudden jumping to try to make the play here, as we'll take a look on it. And he just kind of had to, it looks like he just kind of went up into the air and the ball just went off his glove. So coming into scores, Cooper Smith, Easton Talon into second, and now the tying run comes to the plate in Tanner Hamblin and the Skyhawks. That one grounded to short. Argyle is there. His throw to first is not going to be handled well at first by Creer. Coming in, the throw to the plate in on a hop, going to get past Jarvis and out of play. Coming in to score from third is Easton Talon, and it's a 5-4 ball game with the tying run sitting on at second base. So Talon scores. Hamlin reaches on, I guess that's going to have to be an error both ways. The error, I would think, on the throw. I mean, I don't know if you would give that in that situation to Argyle or if you'd give it to Creer. But nonetheless, you're going to have to give, the throw came in at one hop there, the bad throw. McKinnon Jarvis tried to block it like he would have thrown from the pitcher, but it bounced straight up and went out of play. So with 2 outs, the tying run sitting 90 feet away. So it looks like some clarification coming here to the dugout. In fact, one of the signs down in center field. So all of a sudden, we're going to have a couple of Dons run out there and try to fix that sign. 5-4 game. Wind picking up here in Spanish Fork. The rain on its way. And as the sign now blows into about the time they were going to pick it up, the sign blew into left center field. So they're in fact just going to grab it and they'll just take it off the field for the remainder of this ball game. A couple of signs. There's one now actually down in left center field as well, as the sign's kind of blowing everybody over. One down in left center and one kind of flying down on right like it's going to come down. In fact, I think there might be actually one down in right center as well. And so the Joys, so right now, I mean, wind some here throughout, the Salt Lake and Utah counties, hearing that it could get up to around 60. It's been in the 30s for a majority of the ball game today. So definitely, I mean, be safe if you're going out later tonight, as some rain's on the way and I guess some snow even in the possibility. So be careful and be safe if you're heading out tonight after the ball game or around. Just be careful, as now they have that sign taken care of. The other one down in left field, I'm not sure if we're going to see here. We're going to have a pinch runner come in for
number 34, Caden Coons.
Caden Coons going to come in to run for Hamlin at second base. So we've seen Coons come in a couple of times and run for the Skyhawks today. Typically it's been for catcher Sam Callister. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the 6th inning. Skyhawks with 2 runs in and 1 more waiting. That runner on at second base, the tying run here, as Colton Lundell stands in, and the breaking pitch in there for a called strike from Daniels, 0-1. No action going in either bullpen here. So right now, Riley Daniels is the man if you're Spanish Fork. No balls and a strike. Daniels checks the runner at second and winds and delivers home. That one swung on and hit well out to left. Money, though, is there, and he's under it, and he'll make the play. So a routine fly ball ends the 6th inning, but the Skyhawks able to score 2. It's a 1-run ball game here at Nelson Field. The Dons looking for some insurance. It's 5-4 Spanish Fork. We head to the bottom of the 6th here at Nelson Field on the Spanish Fork Community Network. High school baseball here on the Spanish Fork Community Network is brought to you by the Car Guys. The Car Guys sponsoring all of our Car Guys instant replays throughout today's ball game, and also by MVP Sports for sponsoring the MVP of the game, which will be named at the conclusion of this broadcast. But right now, we still have at least another full inning of baseball. We'll have the bottom of the 6th, and right now, the way it would sit, we'll have the top of the 7th for you. As right now, it's going to be Lakota Centino back out to start the bottom of the 6th inning. Walker Jones, Nick Roberts, Devin Argyle scheduled to hit. And the breaking ball in there for a called strike to Walker Jones. And it's no balls and a strike. Jones has reached on an error and also had an RBI ground out back in the 2nd. 0-1 pitch. That one misses low for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. Centino delivers. There's a breaking ball. It sits in at the knees, and it's 1-2. So 1-2 to count on Walker Jones. A good part of the lineup here if you're Spanish Fork, because you have typically the guys who take good at-bats in that 9-1-2 spot. That ball misses away for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. You like to have guys who have a high on-base percentage, so they're able to get on via either a hit or a walk. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Down on strikes is Walker Jones. That's the first strikeout for Centino. And the first out here in the 6th inning. We go back to the top of the Spanish Forks lineup and Nick Roberts. Roberts was hit by a pitch in the first, struck out, and then in the 4th had an RBI triple, probably on one of the best hit balls today. Might have been a little aided by the wind out there into left center field, but it one-hopped the wall and then rolled the rest of the way and got Roberts into 3rd. Centino delivers, and the first pitch is high for a ball. After that, Porter Gustin would walk Devin Argyle, and then his day would come to an end. 1-0 strikes. Centino delivers a breaking ball. Swung on. That one's popped high up. Coming in from center is Smith. Coming in from left is War, and he makes the play, and there's 2 outs. Not an easy day. Nothing routine about those plays when the wind is blowing 30 miles an hour, kind of blowing the baseball all over. And with 2 outs, Devin Argyle is going to come to the plate. Argyle grounded out, singled, and walked, so he's been on a couple of times today for Spanish Fork.
Designated hitter number 15, Devin Argyle.
In the top of the 7th, there'll be Rowley, Centino, and War coming up here, and the first pitch is swung on and fouled away by Argyle, and it's no balls and a strike. As the Skyhawks will need 1 in the 7th to extend this game to even the bottom half of the 7th inning. No balls and 1 strike to count. The right-hander Centino delivers, and that one swung on and fouled back, and it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count here on Devin Argyle. No balls, 2 strikes. Centino steps back onto the mound, working from the windup, looking for that final strike of the 6th inning. The delivery comes, breaking pitch, swung on, popped up. Giving it a look over at first, and it's going to go foul on top of the batting cages that sit right behind the Spanish Fork dugout here at Nelson Field. New baseball being thrown out to Centino. Riley Daniels has done a good job in relief outside of the 2 runs scoring last inning. Has done a great job in relief. No balls and 2 strikes. Centino kicks and delivers home. Breaking pitch that stays up and tight. And it's 1-2. Devin Argyle kind of turning out of the way to make sure that one didn't go. Didn't get him anywhere. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Centino looks in, gets the sign, kicks and delivers the 1-2 pitch. That's just high for ball 2. You could tell Callister behind home plate trying to pull that one into the strike zone. Trying to kind of frame it a little bit and didn't get the call. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Centino set again, winds, kicks, delivers, swung on, popped up. That's going to go foul and we'll go foul. We'll do another 2-2 pitch. Clouds all around Spanish Fork, continuing to darken. So you can kind of see it there. Kind of see it there in that last shot. It just kind of darkened there around the stadium. The 2-2 pitch on its way home. Breaking ball, swung on, popped high up. Third baseman, Rowley's going to call it. He's there. He'll take it. And the 6th inning is over. So Salem Hills needs 1 in the 7th to keep this game going. They're going to have Rowley, Centino, and War coming up. We'll see if the Skyhawks can tie it after the break on the Spanish Fork Community Network.
Salem Hills airs, and after 6 complete innings, the score.
Here at Nelson Field today on a windy and luckily no rain so far as we've gone out. Maybe a slow shower coming through, but for the most part it's been a pretty good ball game. Jackets on, cooling down, and the first pitch to Jesse Rowley, high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Spanish Fork 3 outs away from continuing their region season with a win. The 1-0 pitch on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Rowley, Centino, War. 6, 7, and 8 coming up. Rowley hits from the left side. Has reached on an air, flown out to center, and grounded out to the pitcher. That one misses low. It's 2 balls and a strike. Riley Daniels has done a great job in relief for Spanish Fork. There's 2 runs coming in the 6th. I believe one of them, in fact, both of them might go down as being unearned runs. The 2-1 pitch is away, ball 3, and it's 3 balls and a strike. The reason why I say that is both of those runs reached and came around to score on errors. There's just kind of a sloppy minute there for Spanish Fork that those 2 runs last inning came around to score. 3-1 pitch on its way, and there's a strike at the belt, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Daniels, other than that, though, has been able to find ways to get the Skyhawks out and try to close this one down. The 3-2 pitch. That one misses away, ball 4. And the leadoff man on, and the tying run for Salem Hills is now on the base paths. And here comes Lakota Centino. Centino struck out twice and also been hit by a pitch. So Rowley there, the runner at first, you see him on your screen now, is the tying base runner. Defensively, Spanish Fork getting set, double play depth up the middle. Centino hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Daniel sets, kicks, delivers. The bunt laid down, but pulled it back for a called strike anyway. They're going to say he offered at it. It's 0-1. So Salem Hills looking like they're going to try to move that base runner. Going to try to move Rowley into scoring position for War, who waits on deck. No balls and a strike. Charging his goalish pickoff move, and Rowley's back to the base. Looks like a paper bag or something just being blown across out there in left field. No balls and 1 strike to count. Pitch comes home. Bunt again showed but pulled back. This time high for a ball. And the count evens at 1-1. Goalish at third, charging hard to try to quickly make the throw. Career at first, holding the runner on. 1-1 pitch, bunt, pulled back again, ball 2, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So now you're starting to get into a favorable hitter's count if you're Centino. Daniels has had a hard time holding the strike zone here to start the 7th inning. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. The 2-1 pitch, bunt laid down right in front of home plate. Fielded cleanly. Daniels looks at second, throws to first, and there's 1 away. So the sacrifice bunt does its job. It moves Rowley. You get the out if you're Spanish Fork. It would have been easy there when that ball was fielded by Daniels to think, hey, I need to go to second. But there he didn't really have the play, so he does the great thing and goes to first and gets the guaranteed out. So 1 down. And now Jake War coming to the plate. War struck out, singled, and reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. He grounded into a fielder's choice that actually ended the inning. He was up with the bases loaded. First pitch coming home, and that pitch is in there for a called strike. Might have been a little high, but at the end of the day, it's a strike for Spanish Fork. You'll take it if you're Riley Daniels and the Dons. No balls and 1 strike to count. Rowley gets his lead at second base. The 0-1 pitch swung on. That one's going to be hit out to left. Money coming in. Loses his hat, and the ball's going to fall for a base hit. Moving down to third is Rowley. Runners on the corners and 1 out for Salem Hills. Another one of those wind-aided balls that just got popped up there and just blown all over the place. So with 1 out, runners sit on the corners, and Ty Bennett's going to come to the plate. Top of your lineup, and Sam Callister waiting on deck for Salem Hills. And now an interesting scenario, because will the Skyhawks try to move the runner over at first, War, will they try to move him into scoring position? Let's take this time here in the 7th inning as a quick visit out to the mound to make sure Spanish Fork knows how they want to handle this. Let's take this moment to thank our sponsors here one final time in the middle of the game. We do want to thank the Car Guys for sponsoring all of today's instant replays that you have enjoyed. And also MVP Sports for the MVP of the game, which will be coming up here at the conclusion of the ball game. We thank them for their continued sponsorship of high school sports here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Also thank our crew here, our producer in the truck, all of our camera people outside, braving the weather, as I might be the most fortunate man to be inside a booth here at Nelson Field. I was reminded that before the ball game that I would be in the booth. So it is great to be here. The only thing that can make this better is if it would be a nice sunny day. New pitcher for Spanish Fork. It's going to be number 13 coming in the ball game for the Dons, as he will go through. That's Rivera. Rivera taking his warm-up tosses on the hill for Spanish Fork. So the Dons right now being 2 outs away, trying to close the door on the Skyhawks of Salem Hills.
Now pitching for the Dons, number 13, Remo Rivera.
Remo Rivera, the right-hander, trying to close this down, as it's going to be Ty Bennett, the second baseman. I had the wrong second baseman. I was about to say Walker Jones coming to the plate, but Jones is the second baseman for Spanish Fork, so that really wouldn't work too well. Rivera's coming out to the mound here, and now a visit out here by the coach, and I'm not sure what the it looks like they're going to have him take care of something. It looks like part of his glove or something. One of the strings on there needs to be tied, so they're going to take care of that here before Ty Bennett comes up and now gets the okay from our home plate umpire, and we're just about ready to go for baseball. So we'll set the situation up for you here with 1 out in the 7th inning. Runners will sit on the corners for Salem Hills. So you have Jesse Rowley 90 feet away representing the tying run, the leading run for the Skyhawks. Jake Warr sitting over at first base. 1 out, Ty Bennett to come to the plate. Walk, a fly out, and a strikeout for the Skyhawks second baseman. He'll do this against Remo Rivera. The right-hander delivers that first pitch, blocked in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Rivera, a little more harder of a right-handed pitcher than Riley Daniels. Rivera takes a long look in. Gets the sign, the 1-0 pitch. Fastball comes, good. Another block by McKenna Jarvis behind home plate, keeping that baseball in front of him, making sure that the runner War over at first can't take 90 feet. In a 1-run ball game, 90 feet right now makes a big difference. Makes the difference between a 1-run lead if you're Spanish Fork and this game being tied. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Runners get their lead. Golish playing even with the bag at third. Career holding the runner on. The 2-0 pitch, low in the dirt, ball 3, and the count goes to 3-0 on Ty Bennett. The top of the Salem Hills lineup, and Sam Callister in the on-deck circle. You would like to get Bennett here is important because you turn it over the top of their lineup, then you might have to go into the middle of Cooper Smith, Easton Talent, 2 and 3. The 3-0 pitch coming home, and there's a fastball down Broadway, and it's 3-1. Remo Rivera trying to find his way to close this one down for Spanish Fork. A ground ball double play would be just what the Dons want here. 3 balls and a strike. The kick and the delivery coming home. And there's another strike in there at the knees. And the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count on Ty Bennett. Bennett stands back in the box. This is a 3-2 pitch. Pressure on both the pitcher and the hitter. And Rivera will take a step off the mound. And coming out will be McKenna Jarvis. He'll have a quick conversation with his right-hander. Looks like a balloon now coming flying across the middle of the stadium. So right now some interesting, but as there you see the balloon now has left the stadium, just made a quick appearance during the visit to the mound. And now we'll go visit another area of Spanish Fork. The heart-shaped balloon. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. Stepping over to third is Rivera. Back is War over at first. You'll see that step to third, turn and look over to first move. You'll see that in the college game and also a lot in the high school game to try to get War to think he's throwing to third and stay put. I have yet to ever see that actually work, but I'm sure it has somewhere. 3-2 pitch. Rivera again steps to third, looks War back to first. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. Ty Bennett went down on strikes back in the 6th against Riley Daniels. Rivera checks the runner at third, and the 3-2 delivery coming home. Low, ball 4, and Salem Hills has the bases loaded with 1 out. And now we go back to the top of the Skyhawks lineup and Sam Callister. So Callister comes to the plate, has grounded out twice and has walked twice in the ballgame. No place to put him here if you're Remo Rivera and Spanish Fork. Rivera delivers the first pitch home, and that one misses away for ball 1, 1-0. The tying run, Jesse Rowley, 90 feet away. Infield, Creer and Golish playing in on the corners. The 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball that hits the outside corner, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Up the middle, it's Jones and Argyle playing a double play depth. The 1-1 pitch coming home. That one misses away, ball 2, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Salem Hills has been patient, has been willing to take walks on the day. They've been willing to play station-to-station baseball, showing that plate discipline here in the 7th. 2 balls and a strike. Rivera winds and delivers home. Low, ball 3. It's 3 balls and a strike. And now if you're Remo Rivera, you're going to have to come in on Sam Callister. You're going to have to give him a good pitch. Most likely going to go with the fastball. No place to put him if you walk him. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled away. Getting pieces of it. I think it might have came back and hit McKinnon Jarvis in the mask, and then it rolled over towards the Spanish Fork dugout. 3 balls and 2 strikes. One out. Runners won't be on the move here, 3-2. They'll be staying put, but a big pitch coming here once again. Nowhere to put Sam Callister. A walk here ties the game. 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4, and this one is tied, as coming in to score will be Jesse Rowley, and Salem Hills has scored 2 in the 6th and 1 in the 7th to tie this one at 5. Back-to-back walks by Remo Rivera, and now Cooper Smith coming to the plate here. A chance to give Salem Hills the lead. In fact, with 1 out, he doesn't even need a hit here to give Salem Hills the lead. Just a fly ball to the outfield will do the trick. 1 down. Rivera winds and delivers the first pitch home. That one misses away. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. McKinnon Jarvis did a great job there, making sure that one didn't get behind him. Cooper Smith reached on an error and scored in the 6th, flew out in the 4th, walked in the 3rd, struck out back in the 1st. So he's had a little bit of everything so far this afternoon. The 1-0 pitch coming home. There's a fastball in at the knees, and it evens the count at 1-1. Smith takes a quick step out of the batter's box, now comes in. Spanish Fork bringing their infield in. Everyone playing almost in on the grass here, trying to cut down that run at the plate. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. Got there Smith the chase, and now it's 1-2. A big pitch from Remo Rivera. If he could get Cooper Smith, this would be a big second out of the inning. Easton Talon on deck. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on line for a base hit. That's going to fall in front of money. Coming in to score, they're going to wave the second run. That's Bennett. The throw gets past the third baseman Golish, and going down to second and third now is Callister and Cooper Smith, and Salem Hills has taken a 7-5 lead with 3 runs here in the 5th. They were sending Bennett the entire way, and Cooper Smith just able to find a way to get that base hit, got enough on the baseball to get that to fall in front of Jason Money. And now Salem Hills has the lead. Here comes Easton Talon. First pitch coming home, and that one in there at the knees. It's no balls and a strike to Talon. So there will be a bottom of the 7th inning here at Nelson Field. 3, 4, and 5 for the Dons coming up. The 0-1 pitch coming home. That was swung on, popped high up. Going deep into the outfield, though. Going back and making the play is Nick Roberts, but tagging and coming in is Sam Callister, and it's 8-5. The second run going to try to score. The throw on a hop gets past McKinnon Jarvis, and scoring on from second is Cooper Smith. It's 9-5 Salem Hills. The fly ball sent Nick Roberts back. He had to field it going backwards, which he did. He made the play, had to quickly turn and make the relay throw in. And Cooper Smith tagged up, and then he got sent. So a 2 RBI sacrifice fly, you're not going to see that very often. And with 2 outs, Easton Talon comes in. No balls and a strike. The pitch swung on and missed. I'm sorry, that was Easton Talon who had the 2 RBI sacrifice fly. And Tanner Hamblin's going to come to the plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Rivera ahead of the count. The 0-2 pitch misses off the plate for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So now the bottom of the 7th inning gets tough if you're Spanish Fork. You have to find a way to score 4 runs to send this game to extras. The 1-2 pitch swung on, popped up into the outfield. Nick Roberts in center field is there. He'll make the catch. And we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Salem Hills sends 8 men to the plate in the 7th inning. They plate 5 runs to take a 9-5 lead to the bottom of the 7th inning. Now the pressure goes to the Dons. They need 4 to tie, 5 to win. Ryan Golish leads off after the break on the Spanish Fork Community Network.
In the top of 7.
Nelson Field, the Salem Hills Skyhawks were trailing, but the 2 runs in the bottom, in the top of the 6th, and the 5-run 7th, the Skyhawks used 3 walks in the 7th inning to help produce those 5 runs to take a 9-5 lead. And now the Dons have some work to do, as it's going to be 3, 4, and 5. Ryan Golish, Matt Creer, McKinnon Jarvis up against Centino, who has really settled in. First pitch, high for a ball to Ryan Golish. Golish has a sacrifice fly, a strikeout, and a walk. Right now, the Dons need base runners. They don't care if they come through hits, but they need them. And the 1-0 pitch is on the corner for a called strike. It's 1-1. Centino in relief of Porter Gustin. Gustin will now take a no decision. The 1-1 pitch is low for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So on a day when Porter Gustin might not have had his best stuff, his offense able to get him off the hook for the loss. The 2-1 pitch coming home. That one swung on, popped up. Right side of the infield. Coming in is Bennett, who is there. He'll make the catch, and there's 1 out here in the 7th inning. So a high pop-up, but Ty Bennett able to stick with it and makes the play. And with 1 out, Matt Creer is going to come to the plate. Creer 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out twice and popped out to second back in his last at-bat in the 4th inning. 1 out, and Centino winds and delivers home. The first pitch swung on and fouled away back to the backstop. No balls and a strike on Matt Creer. McKinnon Jarvis in the on-deck circle. Then it would be Jason Money for Spanish Fork. The 0-1 pitch, kicks, breaking ball, swung on. That one's going to be lined into right center field for a base hit. Creer with a 1-out single, and Spanish Fork has something started here with McKinnon Jarvis coming to the plate. Jarvis on the day grounded out, had an RBI double and flew out to left as he'll come up here against Centino. It's going to take more than 1 hit if you're the Spanish Fork Dons. You're going to need to put together 3 or 4. Jason Money in the on-deck circle. The first pitch to Jarvis. Low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. The battery for Salem Hills. Sam Callister behind home plate. Lakota Centino on the mound. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch comes home. There's a breaking ball that sits about knee high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield playing shallow with the way the wind's been playing so far today. Maybe a little more calm here right now than we've seen it at times. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball again hits the outside corner. It's 1-2. That curveball starts on the inner half and breaks all the way to the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count on McKennon Jarvis. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on. That one's lined to center. Smith coming in. He's going to have to one-hop it. Almost rolls over his head, but he makes the play. And now first and second for Spanish Fork with 1 out. And that's going to bring up Jason Money. Money had a single in the 5th to go along with a walk and a strikeout. The single he had in the 5th was on a ball that was hit in the hole on a great play there by Easton Talon to get there, but there was no way he was going to get Money at first with his speed. In the on-deck circle is Taylor Harrison. 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. 4-run lead for Salem Hills. Dons trying to work their way back in it. Jason Money stands in from the right side. Centino checks the runner, delivers the first pitch home. There's a fastball on the outside corner. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Runners get their lead. Running at second base, it's Matt Creer. McKennon Jarvis over at first. And the pitch is swung on and fouled away, and it's 0-2 on Jason Money. Jarvis was down in the count 0-2 as well, and then he got his base hit up the middle on a ball that just kind of fell in right center field. No balls and 2 strikes here. 0-2 pitch, about to come home. The kick and the delivery, that one's going to almost get away past Callister, but he keeps it in front of him. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. One ball and 2 strikes the count. Centino from the stretch checks the runner at second. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up into center field. Going back on it is Smith. He is there, and he makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. So Spanish Fork down to their final out here in the 7th inning. There's 2 outs, and Taylor Harrison, number 6, is going to be the hitter. Harrison has 2 hits on the day, so trying to see if he can keep this game going. Harrison singled back in the 2nd, had a single in the 5th, and got out back in the 3rd inning. So with 2 outs, runners on at first and second. Harrison wears number 6, stands in. Centino kicks, delivers. That one swung on and missed. It's 0-1. If the inning should continue, they would go to Tanner Argyle. No balls and 1 strike to count. Centino looks in, gets the sign from Callister. The 0-1 pitch on its way. That one low and away for a ball, and the count evens at 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield playing straight away but shallow like they have all day. Infield at normal depth. Skyhawks looking for that final out here in the 7th inning. 1-1 pitch coming in. That one bounced in the dirt. A good block by Callister, and it's a 2-1 count. Centino trying to finish the job. Two balls and a strike. Harrison working in a good hitter's count. Should see a fastball. 2-1 pitch on its way home. Swung on. That one's going to be chopped over to third. Going to third himself is Rowley, and the ball game is over. Salem Hills has come from behind against the Spanish Fork bullpen to defeat the Dons 9-5 here at Nelson Field on what was a wet and windy afternoon for baseball at Nelson Field. But the final score, the Salem Hills Skyhawks 9 and the Spanish Fork Dons 5. Salem Hills gets the victory from behind. We'll take a quick break here on Spanish Fork Community Network. We'll come back, wrap it up, and announce the MVP Sports MVP of the game. You're watching high school baseball here on the Spanish Fork Community Network, where today the Dons fall 9-5 to the Salem Hills Skyhawks. And the Skyhawks would capitalize after scoring 2 in the 6th. Down 1 heading to the 7th inning. A leadoff walk to Jesse Rowley. Would come back to tie the ball game a little bit later. Jake Warr had an RBI, had a single that after a Centino sacrifice bunt brought in Rowley, and then a walk to tie. Bennett put a couple of base runners on. Sam Callister walked to load the bases, and then Cooper Smith with a 2 RBI single would give the Skyhawks the victory. Also throwing a sacrifice fly by Easton Talon that scored 2 runs, helped kind of increase that lead and give the Skyhawks the 9-5 victory. The Spanish Fork Dons take the loss today. They'll have another shot at the Salem Hills Skyhawks team on Thursday. That game starting at 3:30 at Salem Hills High School. As for today's MVP Sports, MVP of the game for Spanish Fork, you look at a guy who had a couple of hits on a day, especially against Porter Guston at first, when you're seeing a lot of high-velocity fastballs. Not the best day to hit, but Taylor Harrison found a way to have 2 hits. Had one back in the first and came around to score, and then back in the 5th inning, he had another single. A kind of one of those tough days to come up with a player who had a great game for Spanish Fork, because there was a couple of different guys you could go with. But at the end of the day, Taylor Harrison had the 2 hits for Spanish Fork, one of the only Dons to come away with a 2-hit day. McKennan Jarvis also with 2 hits. Nick Roberts had the big RBI triple, but Taylor Harrison, the MVP Sports MVP of the game for Spanish Fork. You can catch replays of this game and our many other broadcasts here on the Spanish Fork Community Network on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. You can see all your Spanish Fork Dons games along with our many other community-related events as well right there on that channel. As for our next broadcast, will come live on Thursday at Salem Hills High School, where the Spanish Fork Dons will be back in action taking on the Salem Hills Skyhawks. Definitely looking for revenge to try to now see if we can figure out who's going to be at the top of the Region 8 standings. Now, depending on what happened at Maple Mountain today, potentially a 3-way tie at the top between Maple Mountain, Salem Hills, and Spanish Fork. It's setting up to be an incredible finish to the high school baseball season here on Spanish Fork 17 and throughout Region 8. Until next time, I'm Ryan Pickens signing off, saying so long, everyone, and have a great night.